answers, and none of them were true.
Well, because if it was the oceans, then when you went into like the Midwest, it would change from blue to like an ugly brownish greenish color, which would suit the Midwest, but it's not actually accurate.
Would suit the Midwest really well, though.
Well, it's sort of just the way light goes through that at that angle through that much air.
Right, refracting through the.
Which is why the sky turns reddish when the sun sets, because the angle changes.
Yep. Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe!
1/4 red lasers, 1/4 blue lasers, 1/2 knowing. That's the battle.
So you have just settled down from a dragon fight. Not so much I'll call it a dragon skirmish.
Dragon fisticuffs.
Yeah. You know, he walloped on you, you walloped on him, he decided to take his toys and go home.
He is so Kylo Ren.
We haven't had a rest yet, have we?
No, you have not.
Checking. Well, I think that's the first order of business.
I thought we took at least like a short rest before we started trying to build some stuff.
No rests were had at the end of last session that I remember.
Yeah, I think we just finished this up.
Yeah.
Time. Does this hovel have like beds and stuff, or?
It has places for beds and what looks to be straw. Here, why don't I take you to your plot in the pails? There you go. It has hay strewn about in what look like makeshift beds, but it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have furniture.
Okay, so not enough for like a long. Basically. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a short rest. I don't know what you guys are doing.
As will I.
I may as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we made some good progress. I think we deserve it.
So after the 8 hours of rest, you all feel good, spry, a little bit stir crazy, but renewed. What's the first order of business in the morning as you all wake up?
Hand out some rations and then track the dragon. Yes.
So to track a dragon that has flown by air, it'd usually be incredibly difficult. But luckily you saw it fly away, so you have a very good initial direction to head in. You also are able to find clues along the route. Heavy spatters of blood here and there. The distinct lack of animals as you get anywhere close to its natural home. Without a whole lot of effort, you feel like maybe Anglaciso could have done this on his own. Without a whole lot of effort, you begin to approach. The hillside, in which the den resides.
Red gem, turn on.
All right, so Anglaciso is soloing the dragon. Is that what I just heard?
Yes.
That is an awful idea.
It'll be fine.
Can we cheer for him and inspire him?
I'm sure he'll be very inspired as the dragon swallows him.
Alright. So we should have like a plan going in first. Seeing as how last time didn't work out as well.
To be fair, we didn't have much of a plan then.
Have we located the actual layer or just know generally where it is?
You know you're headed generally where it is. You followed it to a larger mountainside, right? So, as far as you're concerned, the lair and its den is in that mountain cavernous system somewhere. Specifically, it'll probably take a little bit of wandering.
We probably at least want to make sure it stays in the den, because that might at least deal with its flight capabilities a little bit.
Do we know, or would we know if the dragon's likely to have any like traps or minions around, or if it's just going to be by itself?
I can't
I have a
remember
feel-
the check you guys made last time, so go ahead and make a nature check for me.
Wow. I guess we're just going for 12s today.
Which I'm fine with. It makes it very easy on me. Hey, Thay, you're kind of ruining the whole 12s thing.
Sorry.
Belcax made up for it.
Keeping that average.
You'd think Belcax would be the like most knowledgeable about this.
Nah, he slunk off in dragon studies because he was like, "Psh, I'm part dragon. I don't need to study this." And then when it comes time to fight a blue dragon, he's like, "Oh shit, really should have paid attention."
Now, if this was a charisma skill against a dragon, I'd be doing quite nicely right now.
hmm
Stupid studying.
Studying is stupid. You know, we don't blame you. Okay, just because you don't know the difference between a blue and a black dragon, it doesn't make you less of a dragonborn. So as far as traps and what to expect with them, nothing incredible. It's probably going to have servants ready to defend it, and you know that the treasure that you're eventually going to find is quite nice, probably gem infested. Uh, as far as actual like check the door for traps kind of things, most likely not. It's not really their style. They're cruel, they have minions, and they like to fuck shit up and steal it, but not exactly the most cunning beings around when compared to other dragons.
Okay, I want to start looking around for tracks to see what kind of minions it might have.
Okay, why don't you give me a investigation?
Investigation
Yeah.
or survival?
Okay. Thought that was going to be survival, so.
Well, you know what you're looking for, so you're not trying to like hunt down the right kind of berry. You're trying to look for the distinct foot markings.
Eh.
So if you,
I rolled shit anyway, so.
it could go either way. Man. So its minions are dragonish. The footprints are very small, but at the same time distinctly of draconic bloodline.
Yep, a sec.
So kobolds.
Faye found what she's pretty sure are worm trails.
That's really complex. Keen eye, keen eye.
So kobolds.
You can make the 19. Yeah, you're fairly certain it's a bunch of kobolds.
Dragon shit. I got this. Now, does
Yeah,
anybody
that's
know anything
quickly.
about kobolds?
They're weak.
Probably not. They're stabbable. I know that much.
Yes.
They are
They're
stabbable.
vaguely dragonish.
Are they blindable?
I mean, they're basically
have
like
eyes.
halfling dragonborn.
The next time I play a Dragonborn Noble, I'm going to play him a knight, and his retainers are all going to be kobolds. But
He knows that much about them.
J Mart knows a lot about kobolds. Ikus knows, or Fulgrim knows they're stabbable.
As long as they're also punchable, I'm okay with this.
They're quasi-punchable.
So
I'll take
totes
it.
flammable.
There you go.
Hold on, now I have to change a whole bunch of things.
Wait. I don't know this joke.
So
Someone
much
tell me
more-
this joke.
It's
So-
an old 2E story. First edition, but somebody
Like
wanted to make
second.
their players afraid again. So they basically had kobolds use all the traps the DM could think of. And it was able to take
Oh,
out
boy.
like 10th level. Which
Well,
was
it wasn't
really
just
powerful.
like traps though. It was they were smart and not afraid to die. So they would just like you'd walk in a hallway and there would just be like murder holes the entire way of the hallway. So every step you took, you're taking like 4 or 5 arrows.
And they basically had
Jeez.
read all of them had read Sun Tzu's
Right.
Art
It
of War.
was like charging the trench in World War
And so I
One.
mean, like they're weak, so like most of the arrows aren't actually gonna like hit like the fighters of the group or whatever. But you know,
roll
lots of
enough time.
probability and all, law of large numbers.
And they'd be so much more effective in this edition because they're not that weak. I mean, they have a +4, +5 to hit.
Well, I mean, they'd be better in this edition just because of
Got it, accuracy. I mean, yeah, they'd all need to hit, but like half of them would. It'd be awful. Anyway.
I mean,
But
anyway.
yeah. All right. So approaching cautiously, looking for traps.
Yes.
Ba-dum, 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 ba-da. Roll initiative. Without having to look too hard, you notice a mound over in the corner that seems to be stirring. It is rather large. And when I say rather large, I mean it's like your horse. Your horse sized large. And from the back, a tail rises up and just flexes forward, sitting readily, as those of you who haven't been to the desert can describe only as a giant carapaced spider with stingy tail.
Nice.
So scorpion.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm not sure how much people would know about scorpions in this setting.
I mean, we did all, or at least some of us lived close to the desert. We were in Shem.
Well, I lived in the desert for what, a couple years?
Yeah, you were sad and lonely for a while.
Yeah, and that would have been in not just the desert; it would be in this desert area. So this is not new terrain for me.
Oh yeah, so you're very
This
clear.
is
You're like,
just south of where the mountains I'm from.
This actually
Oh,
this
sorry.
affirms your suspicions that you're on the right track. You're like, giant scorpion, we are headed the right way.
They like to keep these as pets, right? What are these bastards? So I know where to stab it in the face.
You know where not to get stabbed by it.
Also the face.
Where in the hell did my thing go? There it is. Don't worry, guys. I found it. It's not a problem. See, I put you guys on the plot in the plot in the pales. I'm having so much trouble talking tonight. That's okay.
Bah.
So, drag yourselves over to the bottom left-hand corner in roughly the position that you would be marching into a natural cave.
I'm probably very close to the front.
I probably am the front.
Yeah, midway or.
Leave at the ready. We can do the phalanx thing if we need to.
Where's the
Are
back?
we not doing like a rear guard?
Apparently not. You're on your own.
Yay. That's
Enjoy.
gonna be so much like
Let's enjoy
good
some
news
stuff.
later.
I mean, I can be back with you guys if you want to guard you.
I mean,
Do you feel
later
unsafe?
on, we should have somebody in the back who can.
Feel unsafe.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, we
I can do
We
that,
got-
and then
we
I can.
got the
I also
wizard
have
and
some
stuff.
distance, so I can do both.
We got
So-
a rear guard. We got the Dragonborn back there. What? See how this is an issue.
The rear guard and the ass guard.
All right. So tell me, what does Tip do?
Well, Tip will go give the next person aid against this thing.
Luckily enough, the next person's Fulgrim. Fulgrim, what do you do?
Go for it, Fulgrim.
Charge! There. And regular attack. Bonus action, cast Hex. So it is hexed. Button.
Noted.
Dex saves. Or Dex checks. Penalty. Action, 2 Gleeby stabs. Second. First one.
Ooh!
Woohoo!
Yeah. That does include Hex.
My goodness.
Second, it's still up, right?
Yes.
Second
it did not die
attack.
from one swing.
Just double checking. 17 to hit.
My goodness, man. You are on a roll. So you give 2 mighty swings and actually managed to take off 2 legs on the right side and one on the left. It is having trouble staying balanced at this moment.
That is my turn. But yeah, charges up. Quick sweep underneath. Take out the front legs. Now we have a wobbly scorpion looking at me. All
But what does
angry like.
Fenric do?
I'm gonna smack him in the face with ice.
Also good.
While attempting to move out of the way, it accidentally falls, showing its broad side to the ray of ice. It starts to freeze over as the leg curls in, and then just stops moving altogether.
Yahotashi wa kataze.
No, this does not deserve that.
This is one of those fights where you keep mashing the attack button. So, get their ass crap.
Wait.
Is valid
shit,
strategy
or
though.
she's dead.
I put a spell slot on that. You kidding me?
That is easily dealt with. You can travel farther into the cavernous system. You know, yeah, from what you see ahead of you, you're right about to enter. This scorpion had more or less housed itself right on the outskirts, right on the entrance to it. Going in, roughly 60 feet, it branches into 2 paths. One going right, one going left. The right one takes a sharper turn than the left. But otherwise, you don't see anything obvious just glancing around.
Have Tip
Check
scout
for-
secretly.
Even better.
So, which way first, do you think?
So he'd go where first?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which way do we want to scope first. Let's say left path first.
Okay, and how far does he go down the left path?
Until he either can't move forward anymore or spots something moving.
So, if he goes down the left path, after about his fly speed is 30, right?
It's 40.
40. So after about a solid minute and a half of flying, he comes to another split with one very small tunnel going perpendicular to the right, and then 3 natural tunnels going left, straight, and straight left. If that made sense.
Okay. So seeing that, let's see. So we're still kind of out. Well, we're just basically at this mouth of all this stuff, right?
Yeah, you guys are still in the mouth.
All right. Is it just rock ground, or is there any kind of like dust or sand or anything like that to draw on real quick?
Yeah, it's a desert.
Okay. Then she's just gonna see through Tip's eyes, kind of follow what his path had been, and just kind of start tracing it on the ground in front of her so that everyone else can see how it goes down there. And then jump back to her own senses really quick and ask whether she should have him keep going forward down one of the ways or come back and try the other way. What the heck was that?
That was me yawning. Just follow the left wall or the right wall, doesn't matter which.
Okay.
Best way through a maze.
Okay. She'll ask up to that and kind of go back into her zoning out state, but keep her finger slightly above the sand.
Okay. So, about another minute in, you start to lose connection with Tip.
You can't.
Because
What? That is really weird because Path
You're
of
supposed to
the
know.
chain. That's her chain pact power.
yeah, you're supposed to never be able to. You start to lose connection with him. It gets fuzzy. It's never gone, but it's not strong like you're used to. At the same point, Tip just glances down occasionally and notices that he can start to see parts of himself.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, anti-magic.
I
Yeah,
guess
Thaye's immediately telling him to start coming back. Yeah, because she does not want to lose him. Like, right now, right now.
Of course.
Get back here this instant!
Of course, he listens to you and meets you back. It takes another, of course, 2 minutes. A boot. But he meets you back.
Don't scare me like that. Okay. So there's something anti-magic going on down that path. And she had been tracing up until that point where it got crazy and scary for her. I almost lost sight of Tip.
It was almost real bad.
Like, you don't fuck with my partner.
Note.
That can be good.
However, there's definitely something in that direction.
Are we sure it's our dragon, though?
Do we know of any, like, dragons who use anti-magic
Do
wards?
dragons normally do things like this?
I mean, dragons.
Dragons
Void.
use magic. So
Maybe
But
Good.
I'm not sure that the dragon we're looking for is that.
I thought it was younger.
It is. It is younger.
Do young
try another
dragons
direction.
normally have anti-magic fields lying around?
it might not have made it. It might have just found it.
True.
And said, "Oh, I'll hide behind this. That'll keep wizards from coming in and screwing me up."
We're not going down that one right now, so
Let's check the other way.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Can anybody other than Icus actually function in an anti-magic area?
I got axes. I
yes,
got
a little bit.
the battle axe. Swing that around.
I can
But
bring
you,
that at once.
but you just
Faye-
summoned
Faye
your
holds up
battle
her
axe
fist.
via pact.
I use my pack plate most of the time, but I still have my old battle axe. So I have a mundane battle axe and a couple hand axes
He also has a shovel.
and a shovel.
Faye just holds up her fist like, I'm always ready.
Well, I can throw rocks.
I'm less effective in an anti-magic field.
I can throw pebbles.
I lose my second attack. That's the main side to it.
Well, let's try the other way for now.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So you follow the right path that curves a little bit more steeply. Would you like me to bring you guys to a blank page so you can try and map this out as I describe it?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Alright. Heads up, this is a test of something, of trying to see if having you guys map out your own thing would be fun. If it ever sucks, really, really bad, let me know.
I can't draw, so hopefully somebody's good at topology or what's cartography? Sorry,
we're not
cartography.
We're doing a sketch map of which way we did and didn't go yet.
I could grab my drawing pad.
Well, as
Or
long
I
as-
just make do with mice.
All right.
As long as
So
we-
which direction do we go in first?
You went in straight and went right after Tip went left.
So I'm going to start at the bottom. Went this way. Tip went left. Then what? He came to a path that branched to his right.
He came to a very sharp right, a pretty sharp left, a gradual left, and a straight.
Nose. Okay. That way, and there weren't any branching paths that he missed.
Wait, he went down to
went down left.
here,
Yeah.
and then there was the straight, the sharp right here. Then he said there was a sharp left, so that would be the
Right
other way,
then
right?
left. Yeah, this is a right turn from his point of view.
I know, but
Yeah,
I thought he came to this junction. Yeah, then there was one
Oh, okay.
left, and then like that, and then he took the sharpest left because he was sticking with the wall, staying left.
So the anti-magic is down here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's up. Yeah. I don't have erase. For some reason, they don't give you erase. As a
You
player.
can delete the line you made.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have to select it.
Aha. There we go. So something more like that.
Yes.
Okay. So it probably ought to check. Well, he's already back now, but
hmm
one of these others, either one of these over here or one over here.
So you guys want to go right. Right is a much sharper kind of path, and it does a very immediate right, and then just starts to gradually left in a very lazy kind of way. You go on for a solid 2 to 3 minutes before looking around. You start to notice that it's more traveled here.
And there's kobolds down this way. Can you tell what kind of tracks they are?
This would be a survival check because you see the tracks already. It'd be knowing which ones.
Could that also be a nature check?
Sure. They are natural little bastards.
Can totally be a persuasion check too, right? Because you're persuading other people of what they are.
Okay.
Somebody
You're
really wants to use the persuasion skill.
You're persuading Icus to let you know that they're kobolds.
So I'd like to
Alright.
have Tip like go ahead of us, like maybe, let's say, 80 feet, 100 feet, maybe. Oh heck with it. Let's just say like 2 minutes ahead.
2 minutes ahead.
Yeah, unless he runs into something first, at which point he tells us.
He does see a stop at the end with a very small cutout, roughly like 2 foot high extension that keeps going. This is most likely a hidey hole of some sort. Would you want him to continue traveling inside of that?
Have him pause there for now and wait for us, and then.
Okay, so the kobolds are in this direction. I think going into their Jeffrey's tubes is probably not going to be profitable for him to do on his own. Unless you want to try and eavesdrop on him. Do you speak Draconic?
I do.
Yeah, but does Tip?
No Sylvan.
Yeah. So,
Can he relay you the characters and then you can draw them on the ground and I can read them?
If there are any, yeah.
Yes, he can relay the spoken characters.
Yeah, if if there's any like drawn characters on the ground. There's like
just
anything
do a
on the
couple.
walls. Anything on the walls.
There are no inscriptions on the walls that you see.
for a good time, call.
Call the kobold. like which one? All of them. Okay, so it was like how much further from what we've drawn so far? Is that junction?
About a minute and a half. So a good stretch of time, but mostly long and windy. Not nothing of.
I don't care about the.
Yeah.
I just want to note changes. So kobold here. There be kobolds. In the other direction, we found an anti-magic field and a couple of paths we didn't check. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
I think we want to check these other paths first before we go into kobold territory because it's going to be cramped in there.
A dwarf saying it's cramped kind of sounds bad.
Yeah.
I mean, kobolds are even shorter than dwarves are, so.
So easy enough to get back. I mean, you didn't encounter anything hostile yet, aside from that scorpion. So you get back to the point where Tip started to feel a little woozy, or took the direction. Left is where he went.
Yeah,
A
we're not
little
going
bit
down that way.
So you have right, kind of left, and straight.
Also, point of order, we didn't bring the kids in here, did we?
Yes, Jess and Angus so are with you unless noted otherwise.
Oh,
They should really stay with Hick.
damn it.
That's gonna end well.
Of course it is.
Yep, that's gonna end wonderfully, of course.
Why
Of
do we
course
do
they will.
this?
Wasn't there another kid with us?
Yeah, Hick.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he didn't stay. Yeah, Hick's with you too.
Eh,
Kids,
Yeah.
all right.
at least ask if Hick can keep the kids back and away while we look at things, just in case.
Give him a hand axe in case he needs it.
Yeah, I trust Hick with taking care of them.
Oh, so you trust Hick but not in Glacius though? See how it
Accurate.
Eh. To be fair,
Unless
to be
they'll
fair,
have-
Inglis is always like all over Icus, so I think she's probably talked to Hick the most.
Actually, while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and set up a tiny hut in that first intersection for them.
This one right
They can
here?
just stay there.
No, that one over there. What is the dimensions on Layman's tiny hut?
I think it's a 15-foot radius. Half dome. I'm pulling it up. 10-foot radius. Immovable dome of force.
Oh hey! Oh man, depending on how big the cavern is, if the dragon tried to like fly somewhere here to try to get out through that way, I assume it doesn't actually. I assume it has a different exit. But if anything tried to like run out there and slam straight into the hut, knock
Yeah,
itself out.
people can't accidentally walk through it. It's
an impenetrable wall on the outside.
yeah.
Yeah, they would just
Okay.
slam their faces into it.
But do we still want people to accidentally slam their face into something and be like, why am I getting stuck here?
Well, if they put it outside, there's going to be this big black or whatever color dome that wasn't there before.
And this way we have a defensible position to retreat to if needed, or a kill point if we need it.
I'd say make it all black too.
Well, if it's inside, all black. If it's outside, make it like sand colored.
No, I mean like, isn't this like inside a dark cave sort of thing?
Yeah, inside it's whatever.
Then it should be
color
black.
it should be rock colored, whatever color the rock is. My opinion.
A dark brown.
Yeah,
So
we'll make it rock colored.
Layman's tiny hut wouldn't fit in that in the diverging path just because you don't have 20 feet of width, a 20-foot diameter all around.
Well, but
Need to be outside then. I
does
guess.
it actually need like the space, or would it? Because I mean, like if you're on like a slightly unlevel piece of ground, I mean, like it can still like go through the ground. So like, can it just go through the walls and the ceiling?
No, it doesn't say. Doesn't say it can't, so I guess it's fine. But it does say the spell ends if you leave its area.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
What level spell is that?
yeah, it does. It's level 3, but it's a ritual. I
Yeah.
guess we're not doing that then.
Yeah. Say magic initiative
Um,
would be perfect.
They can go find shelter elsewhere then.
They can go fend for themselves.
I'll stick with them at the back.
So will they. To be fair, they is
I'll take
probably the
point
better
then.
thing for that because I guess you are more upfront fighter, and they can go either way. So
I'm just going to note it now. This is a terrible idea.
I mean, they're here.
it was
So-
just a terrible idea from the beginning. The fact that we didn't say anything, I just assumed they were staying back at the
Yeah.
stronghold.
This was
Yeah, they
Yeah.
really should have stayed behind.
I'm saying it's not too late to drop them off outside in the hut, but you know.
Well, not the hut.
You'd rather just drop them off outside and nothing?
No, I just mean it's a stronghold because I mean the hut goes away once we move out of the way. That's what we
Yeah.
just said.
I have to stay in the hut.
No, sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. I mean, they can probably walk back to the hovel, right? I mean, all we saw was like one scorpion. I'm pretty sure like Hick and Ingleso can take that out.
uh,
I'd be more worried about Jess than Picking English, though. That girl's terrifying.
Right, yeah, see, they'll be fine.
So, just telling him to go back.
Go back to where? To the stronghold? Sorry,
Yeah.
I disconnected for a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my vote.
I mean, it's probably the safest thing for them.
It is the correct place for them to be.
Yeah, just about anywhere other than here is better.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it like we just noticed that they're here. Like, what? Why did you follow us?
Oh, shit. We brought the kids.
Who brought the kids?
Didn't you hear this was adults only?
There's gonna be beer and
Adults
everything.
only scorpion fight.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Ikus, you said I could come with you.
Wait, what?
They
When did I say
give
that?
Zykus a look.
Everybody gives Ica space to answer this one.
What were you two doing last night?
What? Well,
That's
I don't. I do not remember giving unless so permission to come to the dragon's. Oh, God damn it!
That being in slow-mo made it even better.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless so. We are about to go fight a dragon. Probably.
Yeah, we're about to go fight a dragon. He pulls out his little sword.
Unless so. And I'll reach over and touch his little sword. Oh God! Oh God!
You keep doing it. First he's coming with you, now you're touching his little sword. Like, where does it end?
Oh, I need a drink.
Oh God!
It's okay if you're aggressive, so you might need a smoke.
Damn it! Wooden
So I guess
sword.
there's this thing called phrasing.
So you're touching his wood now? Is that what I'm hearing?
Are we still doing phrasing?
why are we not doing phrasing anymore?
God damn it, guys!
Ugh. Whew.
Anyhow, damn it, I can't think
Send the
of
kid
a way
away.
to say that.
Okay. Anyway, you reach over, you put a hand on him.
Really? You're gonna stop it at that? That didn't make things better, more calm. Keeping it going at this point.
Okay.
Like, to
I
be
guess
fair,
just-
no. To be fair, I just realized we are going to need people to keep the stronghold, make sure the stronghold is safe while we're gone. We put so much work into it already.
Good.
Angus,
Yes, we did. We plugged holes. It's an unholy hut.
I kind of like the sound of that. So Ikus, bend down, just kind of looking at English. So without saying a word, Thay chimes in the background. English. So kind of looks from Thay to Ikus.
I can try to persuade this. I'll do a persuasion check.
Go ahead.
Can I assist on that?
Sure, but you say next time every time. I'm never gonna get to go, am I?
For a couple of years. Say anything?
Well, to be fair on this one, this is not a good next time one. Not next time one.
And Glacier, remind me how old you are?
I mean, look, we could go like kill a few kobolds or something, and then have him go home.
But if he goes home alone, the boogeyman will get him.
The boogeyman.
Don't
It's
say
an
handle the
expression, kid.
Just kind of clings on to Venric's robe tighter at the mention of a boogeyman. He just kind of whispers to you like, "It's not real."
Yeah, it's not. Like, nothing that horrible exists. It's just an old wives' tale. Old wives, they do exist, but that's a different thing.
But their tails are total bullshit.
That's true, they don't exactly actually have tails.
They are.
But I digress.
Well, if they're tieflings
Hmm.
and they're old wives, they would have tails.
I mean, to be fair, I think
Which
this
is
is though
why you
I was
should never
training for
start
a pretty long time before I went out adventuring on my own, especially going up against a dragon.
But you already almost killed him. You ran away, and we're just here to finish the job.
I can
It's
only
also
hope that's
been-
the case.
Also been at least a night. He said time to recover a little bit and prepare. Probably knows we're coming.
Also, we'll be fighting him in his home or in his lair, and they're even stronger in their lairs, so it's not something we take easily.
Mm-hmm. Like, we don't want you to get hurt or killed, right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine.
Hush, Fenric.
I think Iglesia can handle going back, but if we want to give him a little combat experience, how much training does he actually have? Or is it just been following us?
Not very much. I've trained him for what, a week?
Yep.
Maybe 2?
One.
Right, so he's probably like at least level 3 by this point, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
So, have the other kids gone back yet, or are they all still together?
No, they're all
knows how to hold a sword. His little wooden sword.
Look, I'm just saying, Link was able to accomplish a lot with just a wooden sword. Now, I mean,
Who's
granted,
Link?
and Glessiso is no like hero of time material, but
Wait, there are more time heroes?
Now, don't get me wrong, English, so you suck, but it's possible.
I mean, if you didn't suck, you were like, stop sucking. So,
I'm just saying it's not impossible for like a 9-year-old kid with a stick, with like a sharpened stick, to do some great stuff.
If that kid is also Hercules.
I suppose the 16 didn't help persuade at all, did Or no, I got help from, sorry, so 21.
Hick looks over at Flint or at Thay. Do you want us to go back?
I'll just give him a look at. I just want you guys to be safe.
Can't hear you, Flint.
She said, I want you guys to be safe. And I can't guarantee that here. Especially not against a dragon.
You're cutting in and out.
It sounds like Discord is having a lot of problems tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might
but...
want to hop over on Skype.
Does it any better?
I don't know. Try talking.
How about this? Anything better now?
Yes.
Much
Okay.
better.
I mean, of course, Iacus is still like dying and resurrecting every like 10
Yeah.
but
I choose to feel like he's rage quitting.
Yo. I am definitely not rage quitting. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Sweet.
we totally heard you say I'm rage quitting.
No, you definitely didn't hear me say that. Sorry, my
yeah,
internet's
quote from Iacus, I'm rage quitting. This internet's a piece of shit. Ah.
Can confirm. That's what I heard.
Can
I
confirm
hate
with the
you
same
all.
enthusiasm too.
Okay. So, okay, if this actually works, she basically told Hick, I just want you guys to be safe, and I'm not sure we can particularly guarantee that against a dragon.
I will obey your instruction, though. I'm not in charge of the other two. Getting them to leave will be a matter for those that they look up to. And Jess is just over there holding Venric's hand.
I'm
English
sure it'll be fun.
They'll give him a nod of total understanding about that and agreement, and then kind of look to the other two.
Angleso's just there getting his sword held.
Oh my god.
Oh god! Why?
There was no other way to put it!
You could not grab his tiny wooden sword.
There was nowhere else to put it? I'm pretty sure there were plenty of places to put it.
Okay. I'm gonna take Unglesso off to the side and have a chat with him. With no grabbing of any swords at all.
Of course, he'll walk with you willingly off to the side for a private AB conversation.
Of course. Listen, Unglesso. You've been learning from me for, what, a week now?
A
Something
little
like
bit
that?
more, yeah. Like a week and 4 hours.
I'm glad you're keeping such close track. But do you know how long I had to learn before anybody let me fight anything?
2 weeks?
Try something more like 6 months.
Oh,
Really?
You
were
know
you,
how
6
old I
months?
was when I started?
how old?
I was 50 years old on Glessicel.
Were you slow?
No.
I was dwarf.
No. I'm a dwarf on Glessicel. We grow up slower.
Right, so you were.
Shut up, Venric. You're not helping here.
Not trying to.
I'll try. I'm gonna throw like a pebble or something at Benrick. See if that'll get him to shut up for once.
Probably not.
No, probably not. But I can try, and it'll probably make Agus feel better. Listen, unless it's so. My point is, it's only been a week. Okay. You're doing well at this too. So you keep training with me. You keep working, and soon enough, we'll get you a real metal sword, not this wooden one you have now. And then, when that happens, you can go hunt dragons with us. Okay?
And other stuff too, right? We're not gonna go face, I don't know, like a
And
giant.
other stuff too.
Okay. I won't lie. I'll get pretty upset if I get a metal sword and you say I'm still not ready because it's not a dragon.
We'll have to start you off slow. We're not going to take you dragon hunting straight away. That would be dangerous.
But you just said.
Eventually.
Unless
Okay.
to so. Unless to so. Have you ever heard the phrase that you have to live and learn?
Yeah.
In this scenario, the important thing is that you stay alive to keep learning.
But who will teach me if you die?
I'm not gonna die unless I've still got
We'll make
way
sure of
too
that.
many things to take care of. I promise you that, okay? I'll
He
hold
holds
out my
out
hand to shake it.
he holds out his hand, but only his pinky.
Oh, pinky square.
I pinky swear. And I'll pinky swear him back.
Convinced, he heads over to Hick and just kind of looks ready to go, but they both kind of eyes drift towards Jess, who's still just holding Venrick's hand. Doesn't look like she's ready to budge an inch.
Look, you gotta take care of these two idiots.
You have to take care of Jess first.
That's what I'm telling Jess.
Uh-huh.
Jess just shakes her head no.
I'm also gonna take the basilisk and give it to her. Her to take it back to the hut for me because it also needs protecting.
Does it still have the special blinders on? No, it hasn't opened
Yes.
its eyes yet.
It's got like a silk cloth thing.
Yes. Yeah, so its thing can still so it can safely look around.
Yes.
Yes. She looks at the basilisk, gives it a once over, and then just kind of looks almost at you, kind of chest level. She's eyeing up the goodies right now. Definitely not making eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
She's eyeing up Henrik's goodies.
yes.
Maybe
Why-
we need to get
why
her
you
a
gotta keep making it
blindfold too.
I was going for his voluptuous breast, but whatever.
Just the one though.
Just
The other's
the
kind
one.
of saggy.
Just the one.
One's the calm tit, one's the party tit.
But she shakes the basilisk and just kind of walks out. Doesn't even pause when she passes Inglis and Hick. Just walks back to where they were coming from, and Inglis hurries after her, and Hick again gives you one last look of. There's a deep emotion in his eyes. It's a mix of good luck and come back safe, but he didn't have to say a word to convey the meaning.
Yeah,
And
Thaye's
then-
gonna
Good
clap
amount of,
an
"Thank God
arm
I'm
on
not
his
dying with
shoulder
you."
and give him a smile and say thank you as he goes by.
Icus is gonna just salute Unglesso as he leaves.
Giving the salute back and the nod of appreciation, the three depart the cavernous system. Hopefully headed back safely to where the stronghold lies.
Better damn. Alright, let's do this.
Alright.
So we can get back as soon as we can.
Yeah, let's get back to Dragon Hunt.
With all of your wonderful parenting skills in play.
Do we really call them parenting skills at this point?
I mean,
this
this is
is a
what
skill
the
is a
third
skill.
time that we've forgotten and just dragged them into a dungeon. There's
Yeah, get
that
into the
time
level.
I forgot I think Lesso at the church and Kusek and that whole shit show portion. We're not good parents.
We're really
No.
bad at this.
You're really bad parents.
I mean, let's
To
be
fair,
honest
I
though.
didn't actually get into this to be a parent.
Let's be honest though. If everybody in the group most likely to be able to solo dragon, it's probably Jess.
Maybe.
Not saying I think she can do it. Probably got a better chance than anybody else.
Unless, I don't know, the dragon might have a legendary action to deal with that.
He could giggle instead of drop into nightmares.
Also initiative. That's what gets it.
And dragons kind of have this ability to say, no, fuck you.
Yeah, that.
Depends on the dragon. Remember, this is a young dragon.
Right, should we go... Oh, there was supposed to be a right there. Back at...
It was, it got deleted somehow.
Yeah, oop. So you think right? Straight?
I vote straight left.
Oh, so you mean the second to... Yeah.
Yeah, the one next to the anti-magic one.
If we start going down that, do I feel the same sort of thing as Tip had before? Is it too close for that to still be, like, active?
As you start going down, you don't notice the same effect
Okay, good.
yet.
Yeah. I'll have Tip do the same thing as before, and if he starts feeling anything, stop, come back immediately and tell us.
So there's an opening after it curves to the right, and as it leads into a large cavern opening area. It's a large space with a higher ceiling. It's not so cramped. It's not a hallway. It does start to do the same kind of effect where he starts to appear the closer he gets. At first, his form just shimmers, but if he ever keeps going, he starts to really be able to palpably see himself.
Yeah. Let's not go down this way either. It's doing the same thing as before.
Also not good. All right.
Alright. 2 anti-magic fields. Or just one big one.
So I guess this one, see if there's anything that way.
So, doing the tip thing once again, it takes a much shorter amount of time than the previous 2, but the same effect happens.
So kobolds are anti-magic.
Yeah, let's not go down this way right now.
It could be fun. Everyone loves a good challenge, is something I've heard.
Not
I
when
don't like a
not
good
magic
challenge
is
when
involved.
it makes my partner disappear.
Well, it makes him reappear.
Wait, so it doesn't... Wait, I thought you said it messed with the connection.
It does. He's just also physically there.
But he would disappear because he's a spirit.
He's a spirit that's your companion, but he still exists outside of you. Your connection just sucks.
Oh.
It's like when you have T-Mobile and you're in the middle of Idaho.
Oh,
I don't know, for something to suck, it needs to exist.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I live in the
half our
shadow of
party
New York City,
would not be able
and
to use
T-Mobile
magic
doesn't get
anymore.
connections around here.
Considering like most of, like basically all of our party is magical in some way or some form. It's probably not a good idea.
So it looks like all the passages this way have some kind of anti-magic. Is that right? Or is there one we haven't checked yet?
You haven't gone right.
Okay.
In the small dugout, because the path to the right was about 2 feet high and much more closed than the other paths. Where the straight left and left all look like natural extensions, the right one looks like it was made.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's a
begrudgingly
kobold.
ask Tip to peek down there, but if he feels anything again.
Well, even if it's the way we want to go, we can't go that way.
Right. But just to see if there's a better like view of anything.
See if he
at
finds
least
anything
can look and
interesting.
see what's going on.
It is
Or we can, like,
possible
leave,
to go that way. Um, unless I'm completely wrong, you guys could squeeze into this space and go at half movement, right?
If it's a small space.
Yeah.
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 So you'd be able to
Could-
fit. It'd be wildly uncomfortable, but it
Could I
happen.
also cast polymorph on myself to make myself size appropriate?
Yes.
I'll
Except
just
that
do
there's an
that.
anti-magic field, and then it goes away quickly.
But that's to the other
Also,
side. I thought we were
that's-
going the well-traveled way.
No, the other direction. There's another. There's
That's
another.
a severe waste of polymorph.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'll not use it then.
I use
Either
polymorph.
way, it's probably not a bad idea for Tip to go down there and just to see if there is anything interesting.
So sending Tip, he comes to a very expansive open room. There are lots of kobold about. This looks like a central meeting area. It's not so much a I can't think of the word, but oh gosh, it's gonna kill me.
Parlor?
Foyer.
Auditorium?
Meeting hall.
You people suck.
Wow. Nice.
He finds a nice central chamber, very very large. Think along the lines of like, if we're using this map to scale.
No, totally not.
Not quite that big. Think like 80 by 80, but circular. So 40-foot radius.
Huh.
So a dragon lair.
Atrium.
Adrian.
Stop thinking of words that would have worked that I couldn't think of.
Yeah. Faye's gonna do the thing in the sand really quick and just start like making tallies of how many kobolds she sees.
In total, it looks like there are about 12. Just various at various positions. They all look to be at actual stations. They look to be at the ready, though they're not alerted to anything as of yet.
How big was it again? 80 by 80?
40-foot radius.
What kind of stations? Like, what's at the stations?
So you see, Tip sees a couple different large pots or cauldrons. There are some raised platforms with just wooden boarding in front of them. You also see a couple dugout holes along the floor where kobolds are standing nearby.
So are they evenly dispersed around, or are they in like
In the mess hall.
more densely located places?
They look to be pretty evenly dispersed around the backside of where Tip came in. There are not very many near the entrance that he came through, but they all seem to be facing towards that direction.
If he went over towards the direction they're facing and kind of peered around there, what would he see?
So if we wanted to have a distraction somewhere, this would be the room to do it in.
What's near the entrance that he's looking near? Or that they're all looking at?
He is. So he came in from this way, right? So they would all be over on like this edge of a wall, aside from a few that are like scattered in the middle by various digouts, trenches.
No, you said they're all looking towards like an entranceway.
Oh yeah, looking towards the entrance that he came through, and then if he looks to the left, there's a regular cavernous entrance
Oh.
that is fitting for larger individuals.
Oh, so like maybe a wind around from one of the other paths?
You're cutting out again.
Oh. I'm pondering whether it's like a wind around from one of the other paths. But if he went to that other entranceway and went down a little bit, what would he see?
Going down that other entranceway, it comes to a dead end where he can go right or left.
Alright, I'm gonna hold off on that for now and let everybody know what I saw and make mark of the tally marks. So there's at least 12 kobolds in there. And she'll mention the cauldrons and everything that Tip saw that she thought she saw. Because basically she was just using the sense connections and writing things in the sand so she'd remember.
Sure. What does the party think?
Well, it doesn't seem like we would be able to sneak into that room as a group. So we'd be coming in like the front door, but squeezing and crawling through a tunnel. So
I say we open up with some fireballs and be done with it.
if that's my thinking, if we can cause a mess there, that'll get them all looking in that direction, then we can go some other direction.
Run?
I mean, fireball all of the things.
Ooh. That plan has merit.
We need to be able to get in there first.
Fireballing all the things before.
Say again?
Fireballing all the things could work.
But how are you going to get there to fireball all the things without them immediately, like, they're staring right at this direction
I mean,
at least.
I bet you the other tunnel goes into this room as well.
In a roundabout way, yeah.
Yeah. Or if we don't want to fireball things, I can just walk out and start yelling at them. I bet you that would distract them.
I'm sure
We've seen you do that before. It didn't work so well last time.
I mean, this time I'm not trying to lie to them. Or draw them anywhere except towards me.
Are
Just
you
runs
trying
in
to
and is like,
touch their
"This
swords?
is
Last
Sparta! And he kicks them.
It worked out perfectly last time. I brought him towards you. Nobody died.
Just
It
barely.
worked out perfectly.
But given the tunnel size, I mean, this side over here, did the tunnels all get too small for us to travel, or did we just go so far they're like, okay, there's nothing else here?
It dead ended to a tunnel. It came to like a natural end of the cave, at which point Tip saw not man-made, but you get what I'm saying, extension that was kobold size.
Man, if only we had like a little child or something to go in first. That could actually like
Gonna give him
stand up and
such a
move around.
glare. Such a
You
Or
glare.
guys-
maybe
Yeah,
a
yeah,
familiar
yeah.
like
Better
a
idea.
basilisk?
I'm thinking more of like a young squire who's training in sword fighting.
Who only has a wooden sword and has no idea how to kill things?
We can
Such a
give him
look.
real sword.
They
Such a
can't
look.
help that you didn't equip him well.
Like Tip has Tip has a sword and a bow and arrow, but she doesn't want him attacking anything and blowing his cover and possibly getting hurt.
Can Tip do anything to make a distraction, like pop rocks or something?
Like
Actually, I think I might have
putting
pop rocks.
putting Mentos in their cauldrons.
Hold on.
Hell yeah,
I
if that
have-
works.
I have pebbles of fog cloud.
Oh yeah, we got those from
Yeah.
that one place.
I still got 7 of them left. Haven't had a need to use them yet.
Tip could
They're
actually
pebbles.
use those.
I'm pretty sure Tip could hold a pebble.
Yeah. And it's invisible as long as he's holding onto it.
Can we not give him a bag to start like carpet bombing the area with?
Honestly, I'm never going to get around to using them, so here you go. 7 pebbles of fog cloud effect. 20-foot radius.
Now Tip come back and then give him. Oh man. I mean, how much do these things weigh? I guess would be a first note.
They're described as pebbles.
So ounces.
Okay, but Tip is also tiny, so I have to be careful about that.
I get the impression they're the size of like a pearl or a die.
So this is an
Like a
80 by
lot of
80
them
room,
are
though. How much? It was 20 feet,
20
right?
foot radius each. So
Okay.
4 of them would do the bulk of the room. 7 could definitely cover the whole room with a lot of overlap.
But we
Okay.
really just need him to get us that one path, right?
Well, we pick which way we want to go, and then he comes out first, tosses a bunch of those things. Okay, there's fog everywhere. That gives us a chance to get out of the hole and stand up and stuff before they come at us.
Also, doesn't Fulgrim still have darkness?
No,
No?
get rid of that spell.
Damn.
Against by motif.
That's
He's not dark and brooding anymore.
No, he's cute and happy now.
Yeah.
So does he have light?
Right.
You have light.
I have daylight.
Well, obviously somebody needs to get darkness then, because we have at least 2 people who can use it. Unless you changed your invocation too.
Invocations are green flame, prestidigitation, mage hand, light.
Oh, no,
Those
no,
are
I mean, no,
cantrips.
Green flame.
invocation. Your warlock invocations.
Oh, actually, I think I did get rid of it. All
Huh?
the time. No, I kept it. I still have the see in the dark ability.
So we have 2 people who have that now, so if any of the casters ever want to learn darkness.
That and the Eldritch Sight are like the most useful.
Yep.
Eldritch Sight is freaking awesome.
I didn't think darkness was just something any caster could pick up, though.
I don't think it's on.
It's
I don't know if it's on every spell list, but I know it's on Wizard. I know it's on Warlock. I know it's on Cleric. So
Pretty sure it's not on Sork.
really interesting. But yeah, it's not uncommon, and it's it's very Warlocky spell for a normal Warlock, but
No, it's on sorcerer spell list.
Yep.
What tier?
It's
Second
second
level.
level.
Ah, that's why. Okay.
He had better second level things to get.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think most people do.
Well, also as a Sork, you are very limited on your slots, so.
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I get rid of it as a Warlock. It's like it's occasionally useful, but when you're a Warlock, I know like 7 spells. So something that's occasionally useful is not a good choice.
Out of curiosity, while Tip was there, could he have heart-sighted one of them?
Sure. Aside from alignment, remind me what it gives.
Current mood. Current emotional state.
Tense is the best that he can get out of it. And there you also sense a little bit of fear in there too.
The alignment not work.
Oh, I'm sorry, lawful evil.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, that's probably right. Yep, they at least pass along that information, so they definitely know we were coming. They were expecting something.
But they're afraid of us.
Well, it was a pretty close fight there. Last time.
They don't know that. All they saw was their master come back bloodied and beaten. They didn't see us afterwards.
I know, but I assume the dragon can talk to them.
I'm pretty sure a dragon would be a little bit too proud to admit it almost got its ass handed to it.
Much less spill the details to its subordinates.
mean, I feel like it came back and like there was this huge elder red dragon. It was an epic fight.
Well, if that was the case, they would not be in this state, so they think something happened. Or somebody was coming, so. Something.
Right, the elder dragon's coming.
Well, do we want to do the fog thing or not? And how are we setting up for that?
Do we have a rough guesstimate of how many of the kobolds are there? Like 10, 20,
12
30?
in that room.
Just 12?
Huh. Makes an excellent point. So there's just 12 of them. We could probably just kill them.
I mean, I'd figure a single fireball should take out about a third of them ish.
Fireball, sleep, melee, whatever's left.
That.
Also remember that they can do a lot of damage, most probably.
They're kobolds. What are they gonna do?
Don't they have pack tactics?
When 2/3 of them are dead or incapacitated?
Again, fireball, sleep, mop up the rest.
Well, then we need to get people into position then.